Dead End Hip Hop album review. A Room Full of Mirrors, money bags. Before we get into the review, Patreon/YouTube membership, February 1st, changes are coming. We finally have a date. You guys can hold us accountable. We will also have a video detailing the Patreon changes and YouTube membership changes, so make sure you stay on the lookout for that. Dead End Hip Hop 365. We're not doing that this year, but guess what? It's being replaced by Dead End Sports 365. So if you are a sports fan, we've been doing it for a minute, but now we're dropping a piece of content a day. So make sure you go over there and subscribe. We are also live every Tuesday and sometimes Thursday. Odd Friday, February 4th, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know we start on time. New season. Well, season goes from February to November. That whole time, you guys are going to get an Odd Friday, Even Friday. So make sure that you tune in, become a patron and or YouTube member, so that way you guys can vote in between rounds, and you can also nominate and do all of that cool type of stuff that the exclusive members get to do. Anything else I missed? I ain't missed nothing, right? The people are informed. Since this is the first time that we tackle this collective, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of a background information on these guys. This is an 8-person collective that consists of some familiar names, okay? Including rap veteran DayLyt.
DayLyt.
My bad.
We started off wrong. God damn.
DayLyt. Battle rapper. Legend battle rapper. You right. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Also, North Carolina MC Nick Grant. TDE producer Willie B, a.k.a. Ichiban Don. Lyric Michelle. Earlee Riser. Jrias Law. As well as Punch from TDE. He raps on this motherfucker. And producer Hari. So this is an 8-person collective.
There's another girl that you're leaving out. What is her name?
Billymarie?
Yeah, Billymarie.
What does she do?
She's a singer normally, but she had a verse or two on this album, and they were actually pretty decent verses.
Yeah.
But A Room Full of Mirrors, money bags. Now that we know all of the players, part of where I got all of this information regarding the group was a Genius interview where Punch is talking about the group and how they were put together and all of this and all of that. There was something in the interview that really stood out to me because I really felt this, where he said that they were really focused on was solely on the artistry, and it reminded him of early TDE days when that's really was the only focus. Listening to this, I got that vibe a little bit, where it felt early TDE, where every artist on here felt hungry. The beats were really dope. But what was interesting is that it did not drop on TDE. This dropped on Die Stein Incorporated. I thought that was a little interesting, that it's not tied to TDE at all, no way, shape, or form. But I do like the artists and the collective that was put together. The way this thing starts off with Moneybags, the energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the biggest thing I took away from this is the production and the energy. I don't know if it's just where we are now in the era of these big conglomerate collective type of rap groups, like who's the group
Brockhampton.
Yes. Dinner Party. I don't know if you ever heard of Dinner Party. Dinner Party's really dope. There's other big collectives, but this just feels like in the wave of that. But man, like this right here definitely has replay value. It has some of my favorite artists. Nick Grant is somebody I fuck with that I listen to. I'm always up on his latest music. I never knew Punch rapped like that.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
I feel like you've said that numerous times. I didn't know Punch rap.
He rapped with Kendrick Lamar's Untitled joint.
Yeah.
Like,
Any feature we've ever heard with Punch, we've liked it. And I want to say that you've mentioned that you stated that you liked it as well.
Every time.
Every time.
You say the same thing. Damn, I didn't know Punch rap, but this Punch was dope.
Well, you know what the problem is?
He don't rap enough.
And he don't rap. He don't rap frequently enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much music that we consume. I forgot he be rapping like that, but he fucking sounds good. His voice fills the room.
Flow, man. Punch got flow, bro. Like, for real.
Yeah,
for real.
He did his thing on this. I like how they took you different places musically. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all hype. It wasn't all sing-songy, but they gave you a little bit of everything on here. With so many people, like, you have to be able to showcase everybody's talents and things of that nature.
I don't know if I fully agree with that because I'm not a big fan of like compilation albums. I think I said that before. I want to say it was Kanye's joint or whatever.
Cruel Summer.
So yeah, Cruel Summer. I wasn't a big fan of that. So I don't always like where it always goes. I don't feel like it went too far away from what they were trying to go for. I did feel like I wanted to be not necessarily concept, but kind of the same. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just how I am. You know
cohesive.
what I mean? Like, I won't even say cohesive because I think it is a step above like what I dislike about compilations. I don't think this was a compilation. I think this was like a collective, like you said, that tried to create this music. And I think they definitely had an idea in mind. I just don't know if they fully executed that idea. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it sounded bad to me. It's just that it's really hard for me personally to, when it comes to like collective projects, for me to get into it like immediately when it versus like an artist or just an actual like 1, 2, 3 person group.
I agree with that. I think that was one of the takeaways that I had before my dumb ass got educated, that there were like 8 people and that this was a group. I don't know why, but I thought that it was one rapper. The rapper's name was Moneybags, and the title of his project was A Room Full of Mirrors.
Wow, you had this shit all the way
Bro,
backwards.
I had this shit all the way fucking backwards.
So as listening to this, you
Bro, when
I
I was listening to it, I was like, dang,
Dude
yeah.
got different flows.
Listen to it, I was like, damn, Moneybags got flows on top of flows.
oh my
He
God.
87 now.
Bro, I
No,
was
this man
like,
did not think.
so when I'm listening to it, I was like, man, you know what? This is good. This motherfucker can rap. He can pick good beats. He got some diversity here and there. But man, it's missing like something.
And see, I was like, let me send him this EP, this visual EP, just in case if they haven't peeped.
You sent it.
You didn't watch it?
You sent it. I didn't watch it.
Damn, kid.
I didn't watch it. But yeah, I was like, man, it's quality. It's quality music. This Moneybags, but dang, this Moneybags missing something. Like, dang, it just feels like it's not all over the place, but not as cohesive as I would have liked if I thought it was just one person. When I found out that it's actually a collective group, it explained it and made it that much more clear for me. I was like, oh, okay. And I always liked the project. I definitely thought, it sounded good, but now there's some clarity there, because I'm like, okay, so that explains the feeling that I got when I was listening to it, because it's not one guy, it's multiple people.
I slightly disagree with the both of y'all with the cohesion part.
I didn't say that.
No, that's me.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
That's
primarily you, but you were saying that it wasn't necessarily executed in the best way. But that's
Nah,
more
that's
because
just-
of a collective type of thing.
Yeah, I'm like that just in general. This is not new for me. Like when it comes to this, it really has to be on point for me to like a compilation or like a soundtrack, stuff like that. But again, I'm not saying that
You're not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
Just hearing y'all, like, I didn't necessarily feel like that. Like, I felt like they got off to a really good start. The first track being Moneybags, second track being WOAH, like with that type of energy that they brought. And it was like, oh shit. And then they slowed you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? With Nobody Dies in West Side. And then, I don't know how to say that. Rawer. Okay. With that one, they brought back the energy. You know what I'm saying?
That's a palindrome too.
The who?
It reads the same way back and
Oh,
forth.
back and forward?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's it called? Educate the people? Because you educated me.
Palindrome?
Palindrome?
Palindrome.
Palindrome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that you can read
Forwards and backwards.
yeah.
Like
Got you.
boob.
And then, from...
like boo.
Oh.
Or
yeah.
tit.
Or moob?
No.
No.
I know. But then Mirrors comes on, and it's like very boom bappish. And it's like, oh, shit. Wait, hold the fuck on. Y'all nigga was hype, slowed me up, and then y'all went to the boom bap. So I don't know, like, for me, when I hear y'all, like, to me, this is what I would want from a collective of this size. Another positive for me is that they didn't overdo it, bro. It's already a lot of people, a lot of hands in the pot. So to keep it at 8 minutes or 8 songs, 32 minutes was a very sweet spot for this amount of artists. And I'm not shitting on them, just letting you know how I feel with Brockhampton. 30 fucking songs with 10 motherfuckers every song. Like, no, bro, that's too much. And I know I'm over exaggerating, but this just felt in a better pocket.
What was the
overall.
song with the girl singing on it?
Lyric Michelle is her name.
Lyric Michelle, yeah. That was catchy. I think that was one that when I wouldn't be listening to it, that's the shit that would be stuck in my head. So, you know, I think they definitely can make good songs, and knowing that it's collective now, again, it just makes it sound so much better than, you know, the way I was originally listening to it. Not to say it was whack, but I think now it just, everything sounds good. Because I was like, damn, this motherfucker's working with Nick Grant. I was like, why ain't no features on this shit? We did a D365. We was talking about Nick Grant, and I was like, I think Nick Grant got next, man, and I think he's up. You kind of disagree with me, but you know,
Nick Grant dope as hell.
Nick Grant is dope as hell, but there was like, it wasn't
Super
about
dope.
his
Yeah,
ability to rap.
It was
about,
just career and
can you
you
break
know,
through?
exactly.
I think he can.
He was definitely one of the stars of the
Oh,
show
100.
on this album.
100.
Like, he definitely, a lot of his verses definitely stood out. Lyric Michelle, she also directed and written the video, the visual EP.
Keep
for
rubbing
it.
it in, B. What else
Yeah.
you do?
Look, man, I mean, no, because I already liked this project. So when I found out that it was actually like a visual EP for this, and when I watched it, it made me, the songs that I already liked, it made me like them even more. Like WOAH was definitely one I was like, yo, what's my man name on here? That did the hook.
Jrias Law.
Jrias Law. Yeah, he was definitely the star of that song for me on WOAH. Like, I thought he was dope as hell. How he started the verse off. I like Nick Grant when he said, "I want some head, but bitch don't ocho cinco me," or some shit like that. Like, it was clever how he said. I couldn't find the lyrics for the song because I was trying to look for the lyrics. It's not even on Genius or anything. But Nobody Dies was fucking dope.
Yeah, Nobody Dies was dope.
Oh man, like DayLyt, Nick Grant, man, DayLyt, shit. I think that was he was the star of that particular song when Nobody Dies. Westside, I like Nick Grant's play on like all the classic Westside artists. If you listen to his verse, he was like playing on all the classic,
Eazy-E,
Ice Cube, DJ Quick, like he was playing on all the classic West Coast artists. I thought that was clever how he schemed that. What's that? Rawer. Yeah, Punch. He was,
bro. Yeah.
Man.
Did you see the video? The video really brought it home for me, seeing him go back and forth, and that's something Punch mentioned too. You was talking about that genius. He likes, that feeling of back in the day when rappers trading verses and
like
stuff
EPMD
like that.
and shit like that. Yeah,
So man, they definitely did that and had to have that visual with that. Oh man, it was so
the
dope.
visual stuff made everything made me appreciate a lot of these tracks even more. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm glad I watched it. Live in the Moment, I think that was definitely a dope. And that, to me, I almost feel like that should have been the closer almost for some reason. That would have been a great closer for this project. And the title track, the last track, I think that was a dope way of them kind of like just showcasing this is a room full of mirrors. This is us at the end or whatever. Shout out to Hari for producing this, man. He killed it with these beats. I thought Willie B, I thought Ichiban was gonna produce something on here as well, but he did the hook for Roarer.
And he was on one of the was it Room Full of Mirrors?
Yeah, he was on that. He was on the last track as well too. But yeah, he did the hook for that one. I was hoping I was gonna get like a beat or two from him because his production's still dope.
Yeah, I feel like.
And I wanted more rapping from him too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like he was slightly underutilized.
Because he got an album with DayLyt called Heroes that's fucking dope as hell. So
a word.
Yeah, him and DayLyt got an album together, and he's rapping. Like he's doing a lot of more rapping, just as much as rapping.
Yeah, man.
That's my only, I guess, a slight negative critique is I wanted more from him. But everybody else, I think, they shine when they need to shine. Billymarie, I feel like on her WOAH verse where she said, and I wish I can find a lyric, but she said some shit like, yeah, beat that pussy up, but I don't got no dick or some shit like that. Like it was, I can't remember verbatim. I wish I can pull up the lyrics for it, but I thought her and Lyric Michelle definitely did dope as hell on WOAH. If I was to pick like a least favorite or like a track I probably didn't care for the most was the beginning, like the first track. I don't know, I don't know. I wouldn't sonically. I wasn't feeling Money Bags, but after that, I mean, WOAH all the way to the end. I was like, yo, this shit is fucking dope. So
who was it on Nobody Dies? I think it was on Nobody Dies that said, "Mama almost aborted me, but God told her I was born for this."
I want to say that was
Nick Grant.
I think it was Nick Grant.
That was Nick Grant.
Yeah, that was Nick Grant. Yeah, man, Nick Grant. Man,
nice.
Yeah, that nigga nice.
Going in, bro.
And this was definitely a solid project. Like I said, I'm personally glad I watched that visual EP because it just brought everything. No, I'm just saying because when I saw that, and that's why I said to y'all, like, yo, this shit was actually pretty cool. And then the songs that was on that visual EP was some of my favorite songs on this project. So yeah, that shit was dope.
Yeah, this was cool. I don't think I liked it nearly as much as the rest of you guys. Moneybags, that song was cool. I feel like everybody showed up to really rap. The beat was dope, but nobody jumped out at me like, oh, and there was no bars on that song either that jumped out at me as like, whoa, this is a crazy bar. I felt the same way with WOAH. The beat though, I think it was really tasteful how simplistic it was, but it had just the right elements to make it like a real like head knocking beat. And the flows were all nice. Like everybody sounded good, but again, it's just there was nothing on there that made me be like, oh wow. I guess I just wasn't really vibing with the lyrics that much.
That was a missed opportunity.
What was a miss?
Like, oh, whoa.
I'm glad I didn't do that. Nobody Dies was the first song where I really started paying attention because it seemed like that was the one where everyone was like, all right, now we're rapping. I'm not familiar with Nick Grant. For some reason, I thought he was a basketball player.
Thinking of Nick.
Maybe I'm
Forrest
thinking.
Grant and Nick
Thinking of
Anderson.
Nick Anderson. Yeah, probably.
Is Nick Young the
Nick
question
Young.
the question mark
Yeah,
guy?
that's Nick Young.
That's who I thought
That's
it was.
Nick Young, yeah.
That's who I thought it was. So
Oh.
I was actually surprised. I literally thought it
really?
was him until like yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Until I watched the visual thing, I thought it was that guy. And I was like, oh wow, this dude can really fucking rap. I know he's like a good basketball player, but I was
So you watched the visual EP too?
yeah, I did.
I'm just fucking.
I did.
I'm just fucking with Ken. Look, when Myke said it, he left himself open for that.
I let him cook.
I really wasn't even going there, but
My man, I'm just fucking with him.
Nick Grant, he was the only one that really. I mean, I knew DayLyt could rap already. I was already familiar with DayLyt.
Yeah.
But Nick Grant, I was like, wow, this dude can really rap. Like on that song, like he had like a whole fucking line, like
Which song?
Nobody Dies,
yeah,
where he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, judge a book by its cover, or throw the book at the judge and split, hide and kill you like the government. Like he had a whole fucking row of bars. I was like, wow. I forget what other song it was, but he said some shit about my Benz is big and sexy. I call that bitch Queen Latifah.
Yes,
I was like, this
yes.
dude is fucking stupid.
Yes.
This dude is fucking
Yes,
stupid. RAR was really good. Jrias Law was really nice on that one. He had a nice bar about peep out the mole and put a peephole through his chest, which I thought was a dope bar. But yeah, I'm like, when this ended, I thought it was cool, but overall, I just didn't walk away with very much. Like, I don't think any of the songs really had a lasting impression. The main thing I walked away from this EP was that I want to hear more Nick Grant. I mean, has he been around for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no
Established.
idea. So this is not supposed to be disrespect. I'd never heard of him. It seemed like he was the one where I really walked away and was like, oh wow, that guy is like the standout of the group. I don't want this to sound negative, but yeah, I mean, it's cool.
What do you feel
It's
like was
cool.
missing?
It wasn't even like anything was necessarily missing. It just felt like this was on that kind of middle ground where it was like, okay, we're not gonna go over the top with it, but we're also not slouches. And sometimes that type of album is the one that's the most forgettable for me. Because when I walked away from this, I wasn't thinking like, damn, yo, all of these dudes are insane rappers. And I also wasn't thinking, oh man, these dudes are fucking whack. It was just like, I was thinking, they're okay. I don't necessarily see myself returning to this. And I don't think that the visual thing helped me that much either. It was cool. It was definitely cool. And it was very interesting the way they had things going from one scene to the next, and the Reservoir Dogs kind of homage.
Yep.
But yeah, I can't really outline what I think is missing. It's just I think everyone's just good.
Did you see the Aurora video?
Was it part of the visual thing?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, then no.
I think that would help too, like seeing the Aurora video, because you see them kind of bounce off each other, man. Like
That shit is so
really
dope.
brings together, and you can kind of put a face to the voice, which I think is usually problems with projects like this. You can't identify who's who sometimes.
Which one was the Reservoir Dogs part? Was that West Side? Or where they're all in suits and they're all coming out of that warehouse and they're all rapping? I think it's Nobody Dies.
That's Nobody Dies, yeah.
That was the one. Well, no, I thought Nobody Dies when they're driving in the car and Buddy's in the back seat
I
bleeding.
thought that was WOAH.
You're probably right.
Yeah,
You probably watched it
yeah.
6 times. I watched it once. Anyways, that put names to faces on that song because everybody's name was
popped
there.
up. I got you.
So that's when I was like, oh, that's not that basketball guy. I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
I got you. When I first listened to it, I just thought it was cool. But it seems like the more and more I listen to it, the more like bars I pick up, the more like, that they sound like a group. At first, like, because I feel you, it's like a bunch of people that are talented just kind of rapping. But now I think the more I look at the visuals, the more I listen to it, they sound like an actual like kind of collective and
Okay.
group. And so yeah, it's definitely growing on me.
Yeah.
For sure. But I wouldn't argue with you, whatever.
Yeah.
Say, you know, with your thoughts on it, because I definitely feel you, because I had a similar feeling.
Right.
But I think the more and more I listen to it, the more I actually like it.
I think if we would have reviewed this sooner, I
Yeah.
would have been literally on Mike's boat. I
Mhm,
would have been
mhm.
exactly on Mike's boat if we would have reviewed this like any sooner.
Mhm.
So yeah, I agree.
I definitely have more than 3, but give me Moneybags, WOAH, and Arfum. The last one.
I'm with Myke, man. It really started kicking off for me at Nobody Dies, so I'm definitely gonna go first with that one. I like Roarer and Live in the Moment.
I got Whoa, Nobody Dies, and War. Yeah.
Give me the first 3, man. Moneybags, WOAH, and Nobody Dies.
I'm going Nobody Dies, Rawer, and I think I'm gonna go Mirrors.
A Room Full of Mirrors, if you're watching. I like the name. You know, y'all picked the name because all of the artists here are reflections of each other, even though y'all come from different walks of life. I like that. I like the project. Obviously, I think this is your first release with a lot of established artists. So it's not like, in my opinion, it took a long time to make it sound at a certain level. Like it came off like that right off the rip. I'm interested to hear more. I like this project. I really like Nick Grant. I've been a big fan. Everybody else that's on this too, like the more notable guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Jrias Law, never heard of him. You know, this is my introduction to him. So again, people I love, people I just got put on. Good project. Want more.
Room Full of Mirrors, if you're watching. Yeah, I think this was a decent project. It's definitely growing on me, but I do think it's room for improvement. You know what I'm saying? This is your first one. I particularly would have liked more of a concept, I guess, versus kind of like what Feefo actually enjoyed about it by having different sounds here and there. I think I would want something more like streamlined for sound wise, and I think that would have been a better listening experience for me from the jump. For the people that I do know, like DayLyt, Ichiban, Punch, Nick Grant, man, like immediately when I heard y'all, man, I thought it was dope. DayLyt, you've been a battle rapper that I always thought was dope as an actual rapper. You know, I know we people and us have always critiqued, you know, battle rappers making music outside of the battle raps, but I think you are actually one of those battle rappers that can actually do your thing on regular records. Punch, you already know, man, we've praised you on different features here and there, so yeah, it was dope to kind of hear you, you know, get your raps off on this. But yeah, man, and everybody else, the people that I don't know, man, I think you guys definitely are talented. I think y'all have put together a decent variety of people here. I'll be anticipating the next project that y'all do, man. I just personally want to hear like more like concept wise for us, the soundscape. So that's all, man. That's just a personal thing of me, and nothing against y'all. But yeah, thank you for the project though.
Yes, if y'all watching, you know, solid performance with the project and the visual EP that you guys did. I don't know if this is like a one-off thing and y'all just gonna start like, is this the way to showcase the talent that's on here, and they're gonna show off like their different projects? Like, you know, Nick, you know, I think Nick Grant just got an album that just came out actually this past Friday. You know, I don't know if DayLyt's working on something in that collective, and kind of like to show y'all the collective. So I don't know if it is, this is kind of a good way to kind of introduce the talent. But you know, if y'all gonna do another collective project together, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Glad I had time to like really, you know, sit with this project a little more and watch the visual stuff from you guys, because I would have been probably on Mike Seatown's island. I mean, not saying it's a bad island that he was on. I would have shared the exact opinions that he shared, but I'm glad I got a time to really sit with this, and I enjoyed it, man. I'm glad the collective that's together, DayLyt, Nick Grant. I'm glad. I hope this kind of get more eyes on Nick Grant as well. You know what I'm saying? People kind of know him already, but I feel like I hope that this project really get more eyes on him. And Ichiban and Punch and Lyric Michelle, all y'all did a great job, man. So keep it up.
I'm pretty sure that my opinion probably don't mean anything, you know, because I listened to this whole thing completely wrong, not knowing that it was a collective group. I actually listened to this a lot, actually, because I felt like there was something missing, and I kept trying to pinpoint it. Knowing now that you're not Moneybags, you're actually a room full of mirrors, helps out a lot, because I think I understand, you know, the feeling, the lack of certain cohesion that I felt because it was just a bunch of y'all and not just this one, guy with features. My interpretation now, I feel like it's just the beginning. And I think, what Feefo pointed out in the beginning is that you're kind of going back to your roots, where it's a lot of, we're just going to start, at the beginning with development and stuff like that. And I'm with that. I like journeys and stories. So it'll be, interesting to kind of watch how this thing unfolds and how you guys, work on projects here and features there and get, and develop, honestly. Overall, I thought this was definitely a really solid quality listen. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Appreciate it.
Room Full of Mirrors. It's a cool project. I think it's interesting. As I said, there wasn't a lot that made me want to go back to it, but maybe if I listen to it a couple more times, that might sink in. But I honestly think that for me, it was just a lot of good rapping, a lot of great beats, but there just wasn't that kind of wow factor that I was kind of looking for. That's not any indication of any of y'all doing anything wrong. That just might be a personal thing. But either way, I think all of y'all are talented, and I hope for the best. I mean, all of these guys seem to love it a lot more than I did, so I'm fine with being on an island. But yeah, I hope to see more success for you guys.